move, just the end. Like, if we just cut at the very right, it's fine. Like, it's fine. But I definitely do like the composition that's being run by Galatasaray, especially going into this defensive side. So much delay capabilities. Docent already looking to do that. He has already just caught them so blind. The paranoia coming through as well, and they were vulnerable. Minny needs a kill just to try and basically get himself healed, and there you go.
Well, they said you need a kill as Arena. Minny certainly looking to do that, starting it out with 2 kills, looking to take out the Viper, but somehow nobody is able to draw.
One enemy remaining.
3 kills and still nobody's checking.
I need to go aggressive. And even in afterplants, you don't really have much to play with other than the Astra utility. Not the star they were looking for either, Mitch, as MerSa has found Minny.
Yeah, Reyna not killing in this round, that's for sure. Nice return, though, by Alexi. Fade out opportunity, and that's even gotten a kill. Blast pack out, and not even needed in the fight on site. They have won that across the board. Galatasaray, I guess, feeling the hurt that's brought in by these weaker weapons. Just in those pound-for-pound duels, you're not winning out in the majority. And I think we're about to see another example of that in this playback through, unless Docent has an incredible play with the Vandal. But they're all tucked away. You know, there's no opportunity for him to actually catch an angle.
Player standing.
There's a chance. Maybe get the Viper Spit. So far, the paint shells, though, from Alexi have been fantastic. Doing so much damage, hoping to maybe find a kill on the way out, but it isn't going to be happening. And what was ultimately around where you expect Enterprise to win, I felt like there was some initial opportunities, but the trades back from Alexi, fantastic, and just leaving. I feel like playing a slow game could easily come back to bite them. And again, you're going to see the same poison. Okay, that's a bit of a whiff. That's a pretty big
exactly
whiff,
the same poison orb and snake bite.
Oh no, the poison orb was the snake bite wasn't though.
Yeah, the follow-up was a little shoddy.
Spike planted.
Galatasaray had a decent setup, but yeah, that's what happens when you miss your setup and you get swarmed. Now we have to fight the way back in. Players absolutely everywhere, and a save would be preferable, but I don't think Sova can get out of there. This is literally being peeked from every angle. They've got the kill out of it, but even still, like with the post plants, with how far back they are, they have a nade set up on mid. There's a flank coming through, but I mean, that's been coming through for the last 10 minutes.
Last player standing.
It almost seems like half the team are going for it, half the team are not. It's not the greatest commitment. I can understand why. Okay, we got there in the end. But yeah, like MerSa didn't necessarily seem like he was going for the fight.
Although they decided not to smoke it this time, a little bit more passive perhaps. Well, not so much for MerSa.
Oh, again, an aggressive sort of stance versus a team that are going to probably do quite well against that. Showstopper through, somehow CombatRy actually survived, and Touven has managed to get a double kill off the back of a stinger. Finally, he'll go down. This definitely isn't the greatest of purchases, but I believe DeadInk and his teammate were actually players that had themselves the rifles, so somehow this looks workable.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, right now there's still a chance in either direction, but the information's there to play with on the Enterprise side. They know where DeadInk is. They should have an idea of Docent. It's a position that some come from before. The nade had been on his feet the previous round, but this time they...
Paranoia through. Did the Tiger... Surely not.
Oh.
Surely they have to check this. They have to check it. Okay, good. I don't think it was communicated well. Like, it could have been a mistake, but the fact that they almost sell it down in the other direction actually works out nicely for them. CombatRy actually gets caught, and Cantzer's been able to kill him off. And while Mitch's favorite ult in the game, Empress, is currently popped, so no chance for Galatasaray now.
Oh yeah, this is it. Locked in, sealed, and delivered. The Enterprise side, they've got this one sure as can be. Just waiting for the Reyna fight to come through. Yeah. They might all lose, but there's Minny. There it is. Big kill on the backside. And it's all left down to Docent. Yeah, you know, the reality is for Docent here, you're probably already thinking about saving unless you get a kill right away. There it is. Okay, yeah, let's get on through. Let's run it down. Let's look for the win. Minny, ult in hand. The speedy fire rate. Gonna need to help out. Docent's on her tail. That's a beautiful 3K and a clutched round. I think it's somewhat of a problem sometimes when you're on the site, and some players try to fall back and some try to push forward, you know? Spread yourself a little bit too thin. Maybe what we saw that time around Touven. Wow, that's a beautiful kill. It feels really disjointed. Minny can't be the first. Well, Minny has to be the first one out, but can't be the only one out. And, well, that certainly was the case this time.
No, it's the thing is, again, it's very similar to what we see with Yoru a lot of the time. You're very reliant on aggressive plays, but on this map in particular, Yoru still has its strengths, whereas Reyna doesn't really have those on any map unless you're supportive you to anywhere near him.
Just a kill, Tom. It's all that's needed. And then pop a dismiss. No, but the timing has been really rough on these B pushes. We've seen a couple of times just that push out from Minny and no one else is there. It looks like this time, though, they're really waiting for these players to get up close. The smoke is out. There's the ult and the response, but hello, up close. MerSa's able to punish that instantly. And because it's the only player coming from Hookah, now they've got the control. CombatRy able to take a kill, spike down. Full rotation's underway. Good spray by MaFiN. MerSa not so much, but the damage was done. And with only a couple of seconds left, there was no chance.
Jump back out of the smoke again.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Right now, what we're looking at, it's just again, I don't want to necessarily say, because it's not our place to say right here, right now, bad comp. It's bad comp. And when you run something like that, and the A plan doesn't work, you know, you don't have a lot of fallbacks. That was ridiculous.
All right, well, they finally managed to get Docent. Well, operator shot for DeadInk. That's the thing. Even with getting rid of that one player, you've still got so much more to do. Operator in hand, a new dynamic being added into. And actually, they're going to use Hunter's Fury just to force them all the way back. Any space taken by these attackers is diminished, and they've only got 45 seconds left.
Go back towards the A site. You still have the basically same. The three players there locked on to the one lurk on B, not likely to get anything. The players are super passive. Nice blitz through, but the trade is instant. MerSa burning up both flashes there. Now they're looking to fight back, but MerSa again really good at push and pull in this game. Goes back to look at back, clears it out, now only has to look at the site, and that's when the utility comes into the teammates. The swing is perfectly timed. Honestly, this looks like top level gameplay. Everything that Galatasaray are doing in these crunch moments. Well, here come the Seekers from Enterprise, starting this round out hot. Looking for some information for alexiiik to use this showstopper on. Hit by the paranoia, that doesn't matter. It looked like that fired from her corpse.
Yeah, I was about to say it looked like already dead, but oh god, another nightmare. Minny, an after plant at least. The showstopper has helped them garner some space. These pre-fire shots doing so much damage. CombatRy is just feeling it at the moment. You can see it in the way that he's playing. He's got teammates to support. Touven adding another to the grave, and the spam is eventually going to get the job done.
It's like, okay, well, maybe scrims don't matter.
Well, we're going to need a pistol round here for Enterprise, that's for sure. DeadInk already taking a lot of space. Now, they have managed to hold on to the Shower's position, and actually they've kind of forgotten about Minny, who's going to get himself a couple of freebies, well, up until the point where he's traded out. And actually, CombatRy, he's just been nuts. It seems like pumped up over the last couple of rounds. Now, MaFiN is at least able to take a little bit of extra space. Shouty's still online as well, and that plant yet to be committed to. However, they could opt to fall back. The only problem is Touven is a little bit stuck in the mud.
Well, there's a few more problems than just that.
Server in the majority of rounds. In some of the early rounds, it came down to some of the closer clutches, but I don't know. I'm not sure I believe that they'll be able to do anything on the next map with the way that they're being slaughtered. Cantzer at least putting up a little bit. They're not going to expect a second player, so the Stingers might actually be their best bet here. Nice shot from MaFiN as well, and somehow this comes to Touven. MaFiN going to be forced all the way back. It means the crossfire just isn't there, and you can see that utility usage just creating some awkward battles. Shouty actually does decently well, and there is Minny coming up for a double as well. Okay, maybe the defensive.
They've got a player waiting up there. You know, the same thing is being assumed by Enterprise. They've got a player now, as I said, ready and waiting. A TP is going to be cancelled, so they don't get the space. Oh no, he's killed. He committed to it. He's a lunatic.
Even still, though, even though the clock is low, this is kind of working out for them. The spike yet to be planted. It's going to go down within the pit. Well, he's going to take some damage on the way out, but he will survive. Descent again seems to be the point of call. That dart was fantastic. A free kill, as easy as it could be. And MaFiN now just walking in towards that pit. The thing is, though, they're almost playing for their after plants at this point. Already clearing it out. Now MaFiN has got himself into a nasty spot, but he still doesn't manage to win the battle.
It paid off. Fair play for that kill. They still lost the round, so that kind of sucks. Oh my, that is... I mean, you can't imagine it being any cleaner. That's like textbook play. Don't you do it. Oh!
No! Oh, Cantzer's got to be fuming. And that probably is GG. A 2 versus 5. Seekers expended. Guess what, bud? They're on the site. I think I could have told you that one for free. So much still to try and do to clear this one out. A nice shot from Shouty, but the trade is fantastic. DeadInk already 4 kills in this round. Map 1 looking locked in unless MaFiN has the clutch of the century on his hands. A single flash, a heal that can't be used on anyone. And just hoping that he got a freebie. Instead, it's the ace. They begin.
Is this attack? It's favored after what we saw in the first map, but Docent, the player who put up a lot of numbers to start this out, has already been taken down. Although they've cleared out B Arcade and they haven't realized there was a player tucked up behind the bomb. That could be a decent late lurk if there's anyone left to meet up with, and indeed Touven's already found the kill.
I like the initial aggression on A main on the defender side of things here. Now info on Spike given as well, but of course with the trades coming through, that info not really worth all that much anymore. Fade, Omen split quite thin. MaFiN will spot at least 2 now. Should have the info on all of them. Headshot comes through, but not enough. 1v3 for Omen. And again, I mean, we didn't really get to talk about it in break, but for Shouty, I believe 5-17 game on Astra last game. He needs something going, and who knows, maybe a 1v3 here could get him some momentum going forward.
Well, one would hope so. He has the smoke, at least the wrong position to put it in. He's received a shot down to 37
I don't know what I was expecting coming into it, to be quite honest. But,
you know us, Toby. This is what you should have been expecting.
I am all for it. Speaking of aggression, here they come. Galatasaray full speed forward, but this time around met with utility going against them. So 2 down early on before they practically got to fire a bullet. And MerSa now trying to see what he can spot on the other side, but they're very limited really in what info they've been able to gather off of the 2 casualties they've taken.
Yeah, this has been a counterproductive round, really, for what they're looking for. Picking off some of these players is the name of the game. They've even left the spike behind. You can see this, you know, they dropped it in main and they've left it sitting there. Their main concern, as I said, just drop these weapons. Make Enterprise pay for the round win that they're likely to have from the get-go. DeadInk, what have you got planned?
Chilling for now. Into you up to jump down though. Now you lose 2. Turns
Other side. This is where the big game starts. Where's Docent going? He's already in their spawn.
Already all the way in. Cantz able to find one, denying the entry. Minny sitting there holding tight as well. DeadInk falls down. Docent does too. And all of a sudden, what looked good now is slowly starting to fall apart. For him only now, able to get the smokes deployed, but does he have enough time to get this plant? I'm sure he does, because they're already here. Does manage to find Cantz though. And all of a sudden, what was a 2v5 might just now become a winnable game, because they've still got plenty of time on the clock image.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've got time to burn. Problem is, you know, CombatRy is just stuck in that corner. He's got the spike. They have no way to get him out necessarily, and so the plant's coming through. That drags the rotation. All 3 players going to be focused on this position. Player in main is being spotted and expected. They have all the information to play with here on the defensive side. They know CombatRy is isolated right now, but they're taking the duel 1 by 1.
I I mean, it's as if they're
One
not really
enemy
too eager to win this one. They had the numbers, they had the chance to push on forward. Finally, CombatRy goes down. Ult has been deployed by Touven as well. So has he bought himself enough time to get this one? That's half. He's going to get to it tonight as well. Once again, I mean, not even looking towards A. The full speed commit, and Docent just once again here against one. Can't connect with the second. CombatRy is there, though, for the trade, but I feel like they were setting that one up with much more success than what they end up coming out with. 3v3 now. Plant is going to come through.
Spike planted.
And now retake position, and things getting slowed down here as Neon is no longer with us.
Yeah, the start of these rounds, they're so pacey and just taking that space, finding these setups. Galatasaray, they need to be able to deliver when they found these setups, when they've got those post plants. The 3v3 now turned to a 3v2, the off sounding out as Minny's eventually dealt with the molly bouncing over. It's gonna run the clock down pretty well. Cantzer, you are taking a lot of damage there, my man. That was ambitious. That reveal, okay, MaFiN's able to take the kill. Look, they can get on this now. Touven needs to win this first fight, and MaFiN Enterpriser to have a chance. The whole team starting to show up, and again, Docent's early Neon is caught.
There's no slowing down for Docent. I mean, I respect the play, the idea of trying to catch them off guard, but you think when you're doing it for sets...
No, he's the Docent. Is his name.
I'm instantly, I start imagining what Mitch's response would have been. I think he just would have not said anything. Maybe a
Tom's
sigh.
response would have been. You mean?
No, I mean your response if I was the one saying that too.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, that would have killed you.
Yeah.
30
I
seconds.
would have just disconnected, to be honest. But
That's what I was thinking.
Spike down.
That's what I was thinking. Well, MaFiN finds one, but instantly taken down. Brim ups to peek aggressively into A main. Now Minny able to get out on site. They've heard them through main, and a small angle, and the smoke goes to the flank. Can't find it, but now time working against them. Only 8
I can see the smug smile on his face. He's having a great time. Okay. The speed for Docent. This has to be the longest he survived into a round. This is impressive. He's already 3 times his maximum lifespan of a round, and he's still going.
He's probably been alive longer this round than he has the entire game so far.
Yeah, about the same. 7 rounds. Here we go. Kill's still going to the defense. Shouty. All right. This is not even going to be needed, I think. He got down to the box, and kills just kept on flooding on through.
Last player standing.
All right. GS not getting away with this one. This is it done for Touven. I think if he hit the shot there through the boxes, maybe could have rushed back in, forced the 1v1 for the res, but I don't know how you get through this.
I mean, for Enterprise right now, I like the double swing. Enterprise has just been paying a much bigger factor in the post plans, because they have gotten the plants down, if not every round, then close to it.
Well, this fight on A has not yielded a ton for Galatasaray. They tried to bail on out to the site from Dish, and they've all been caught. This is such a bizarre twist from the previous map. I mean, Enterprise just weren't winning fights. They did not look that good.
In all fairness, right now all they have to do is just sit and wait.
And then he's gone a few seconds later. And I think a lot of these like pacier takes from them just being so well held on the other side. Enterprise are winning those duels, and I mean, with this comp, one of the problems...
I wonder which tempo they're going to be bringing in this game. And now again, I mean, full commit A main. Here they come around the side. Docent does find one before getting traded, but again, I mean, one smoke, one flash is all that's really needed to completely take the tempo out of the engagements from Galatasaray here.
Yep, it's well-placed utility from Enterprise again, meeting them, and even with that ult being caught, the flank being killed, or so they think, Cantzer's here. He knows he can't push forward because of the trap. They're clearing it though. They're looking for it. Even still, he wins the first fight. He's out wide for another, but CombatRy wins it back. He's made it away. Get a player hunting him down, but with 1 HP, he makes it around the corner. He'll go down below, try to meet with his teammate here, and Shouty, I don't think he can necessarily deny this.
DeadInk might be best off trying to hold, like, just lurk canteen and see if you can get a pick as they come through, but now I think they've caught it. They're going, wait a minute, he's not already planted on B, that's gotta mean they're back towards A, and even though the team is a fast one, Brim, full sprint mode, it's not the fastest thing in the world.
30 seconds
A lot of
left.
ground to cover. That's the thing. But they turn back in the other direction for main. Find it smoked. They find that spike planted. The op not looking for them, so they have the element of surprise there at least. And CombatRy is so low. They can at least manage to deal with him. They can use their smoke and make this op so much easier to take down. It's an awkward fight to start with. Kabow! Shouty! The first map seemed to set us up for, I mean, a very quick conclusion to tonight's matches, but
Trap destroyed.
the third map is very much on the cards here. Ascent might be played out. Double digits possible for this defensive side, but if they're to reach that, they've got to retake.
5v5 is where we're sitting. Tour de force coming into play for Galatasaray. Again, they've had the plants. They haven't really had 5 alive when they've been able to plant, but this time around they do. They don't have a whole lot of utility to work with. DeadInk, I thought he was going to go for the shot for a second then. That's going to happen. Omen is allowed through. They find the first 2, but Minny finds one in return.
Resurgence at last from Galatasaray. Shouty's going to look to deal with it. The flash is caught him. Smoke fading, and he emerges from it at just that moment. Unlucky. Waiting party greets him, and Galatasaray rotating in. Moving to the A site. DeadInk is going to be the first man here. Getting the information, seeing the utility, but forced to concede the control. They're going to have to play the retake.
I like the disengage on that one. No reason to try and be the hero to make a play on your own. Might as well wait for your teammates to come around. Neon is down to low HP, but with 4 together all coming through sand as it seems right now, they might just have a chance at this. As you say, very limited utility available for either of the 2 teams. But let's see if they can make something happen.
Ooh. 1-1 to start. Cantzer
Last player
not going
standing.
as well as he'd
One
like, and the rest of the
enemy
team
remaining.
seems to fall, but Shouty again looks to be the hero. Low HP. Galatasaray have to put it all in the line. Roll it as all in on this one. And look, there's some strengths on the attacking side. Never mind the weapons, though. It's the fact that they're already in heaven. That nade's got to kill. Guaranteed, almost 2. I mean, only for the blast pack on Rays, it would have been 2.
One enemy remaining.
Sit tight on side. So much damage coming through the side of things. So they heard the footstep. They took the shot. They find 2. Docent does go down. But MaFiN now 1v3. They know exactly where you are. You do have the spike though, so if anything, you got that going for you. Did they see him?
Yeah, they did shoot. I don't think he was around that corner, even on the left side, but maybe? Where's he going with this? 40 seconds around a main?
I mean, he's got to somehow make this into a 1v1 and then potentially win that 1v2, so you gotta
30
get the
seconds
surprise
left.
angle in 1. There is time if he finds the first to then instantly jump to side and go for.
You know, when he goes to walk up through heaven.
Imagine.
There it is, nice and easy. The KO spotted as well. Minny in a bit of trouble though. Not able to follow through on that kill, not fully realizing
seconds
where MerSa had gotten himself into. He's looked away. Oh
Timing.
man. Couldn't be
Touven there, ready and waiting with the ult, but can't really use it before his teammates are there to make a play off of it. They do manage to get the Brimwall up. It's going to slow things down, and we're actually
10
getting
seconds
somewhat low on seconds to work with. Fortunately, the plant does come through, and now 2v5 retake. I mean, they've got the money and the time, maybe just the time, to take this and try and see if they can put a dent in it, but even with the lead, do you...
the next round. But Enterprise are now 12.
Again, I mean, with the comp that they have, which isn't really a defensive side comp, if you're gonna do anything, then try and set up a good breach on a 5v5 retake. Make that a 4v5.
Yep. Oh.
And again, it's Docent. I mean, Docent was such a massive impact player on Viper over on Bind just before, and he just hasn't even gotten off to a start here.
Yeah,
Spike
it's
planted.
actually perplexing to have these two back-to-back maps in the fashion that we did.
Face your
13 to 6
fear!
was the first, and this one looking to be even more dominant.
And it's the players who succeeded in one who struggles in the other, and kind of vice versa on both teams here.
Guess it's a Tom. You know, we've had really nice games, Toby. I don't know, we've been in and
Yeah.
out quick as can be.
Yeah.
Home in time for tea, but Tom's getting OTs. We'll see if that's true for the final map, and I say that because it's not this one. That is a
Attackers win.
13-4.
Well, the
I
thing is,
really
what's
want-
gonna happen tomorrow
They're
is
not
they're
gonna
gonna
do
say
it.
game ready, and then when we go into game, they're just gonna wait for 5 seconds on purpose. I know it's gonna happen now. I know these guys. It's gonna happen. But let's head into the first one. When we said things were gonna slow down, that's not the case at all. Because here comes Enterprise full speed forward. They're met by a very resilient Galatasaray though, and Touven sitting alone on site, trying to fend off here. Not having a decent time, but
KO fragments and stuff like that, you can very easily sort of take that control. Again, the issue though is that your surprise factor is going to go just because of the amount of util that there is on the other side.
See if they can muster push on towards B. Touven finds the first shotty. Now towards lane, finds one in return. MaFiN able to find one as well, but they're spiked down up on lane. Tricky position for them to try and get it back on. And once again, Enterprise, despite this time around, not really having a whole lot. They, well, get a 3-1.
Yeah, they walked into a stack. That's the thing that's actually most impressive. That you'd sort of say, okay, losing 2 players versus a bonus round is not the best, but when you walk into a site with 4 players in it and you come out with 3 players, that's pretty decent. But they're up against CombatRy, and he's been someone who's consistently been solid. Util taken away, they're going to have the information that he's trying to hold them in for the exit.
Seeing now, both sides here, an early push towards B for some info. Info gathered, info given. Ooh, Minny stays with the bot and Docent pays the price.
Yeah, I think caught sleeping a little bit there, just expecting.
Entirety of Enterprise, except for Killjoy, is making their way, or are making their way over towards A. Here comes the fully committed push utility used, but little do they know, there's not a single opponent here.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume this is a save. Like, if you're gambling 4 players on one side of the map and then trying to retake 4v5, that's pretty optimistic. But it does seem like they're still rotating over. Although some of them are. Like, you've got the clear out of mid, they're looking for the lurker. Instead, though, the lurker is in their spawn. So there's absolutely no chance of them getting into this site anymore. And more so, they're going to lose their guns.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably gonna be a lost round, but when do they know that it's lost? When do they manage to back out?
They've passed like ships in the night. What were the chances of that? Look, how has CombatRy managed to get out?
We saw
of
it
that?
earlier today in Tube.
Yeah, one of them died though.
Well, I mean, fair point, but it did take them like 20 seconds to find one another. This time round didn't quite happen. Enterprise will get one more as Touven goes down. Are they gonna hunt for it? Try and see if they can find one more. Making her way up. Trying to see if you can clear 3. So far, it's jet on jet battles. Should they opt to enter? In the end, the fight will be had. And once again, I mean, across the map here, CombatRy able to find Nox to go down on the side of Enterprise, who now have...
They could find a gap, but instead we're seeing a late smoke go down, and actually still another star available if they need it. Paranoia, though, used late. They're actually going to get into the site.
15 seconds to work with. The plant has to come through soon. They are on site, but Spike is yet to be taken down. Now, fortunately, it's going to come through, and they will have time to. Post-plan situation, 3v4. We'll see if they can muster this. Here comes the ult through from Fade. Everyone caught in it. They're going to know exactly where their opponents are. All of them detected with this one as well. And you'd have to imagine it's going to be a double jump over, and that's going to be hell burned up.
Yeah, the drone pings one. Free kill. Shouty, though, has been able to get one, but they're already just sticking this defuse.
The whole tech pause curse. Then I'm all good. Ult comes through. As the Nightfall set forward, the push to follow as well. alexiiik haven't really been finding kills in the entry so far. Those managed to find MerSa though. Will he go for the second? Yes, he will, but once again,
now looking like it again when it comes to his sight hold on the A side.
Jet, full speed forward he goes, somehow stays alive. Not sure exactly how that happened, but alexiiik made his way in. Finds one, finds the second. Will he find the third? No, he won't, but doesn't matter. Minny is there to help out. Now, well, if anyone's gonna do it, it's CombatRy. He's been playing well so far. Don't think the ult's gonna have much of an impact this time around. Let's see what he can do.
Spike planted.
Gonna see the lockdown in. If he is gonna make a move, he's gonna have
Back
to
your
do-
opponent so that you can get the kill. He's just been dashing in, hoping to get something off of the 1 out of 4 angles he could peek to then go down. And CombatRy now, this is a nice off angle. Timing!
Oh, I understand it. I understand why he did that. It was because he saw the flash being thrown and thought he could catch them out, but instead, the bait hasn't worked out whatsoever. Even still, though, it's ended up in a 3v3 scenario. It's not dead and gone just yet, but it might not be the easiest retake in the world.
Oh, they got the ult available. Good jumping for info. Trying to find any lurkers who might still be around mid, but no one's to be found. Everyone posted up on site. An ult available for Omen. Doubt that he's gonna try and do any sort of lurking at this point, with them being tucked that far inside.
Paranoia gonna slow them even further. Shouty also gonna catch DeadInk because he gets into the site. I can tell you for certain that's not happening again.
Yeah. You're so wise. I don't know how you come up with all this immense 900 IQ knowledge.
It's bigger than 0.
CombatRy able to slow them down. If but for a moment, finds the first one. They have 2 ults available on both Fade and Astra. We already have the aggression coming out. The plant will come through. No immediate denial of that, with 3 players still posted around mid now with the plant confirmed. How do they go about this retake?
Actually waiting, it seems, for the lurk into mid. They've caught it. CombatRy is going to remove Minny. Maybe trying that one too many times. Cosmic Divide also going to give them a path back into the site, but everybody sort of playing alongside each other. Cantzer needs to go absolutely ham, and Touven. Instead, it's going to be a build-up in towards this A side. But look at the defense. 4 players are here.
If you're pushing into a stack, this would be the stack to move towards. CombatRy finds one. DeadInk is dead to find the second, but he goes down in return. DeadInk does find one more. Again, managing to slow down this push. They haven't made their way on in, and Touven with the shock dart able to take down Minny. And now all of a sudden, Fade alone. Again, they got their way into sight, but as soon as they got there, they were torn to pieces. 1v4 now. This is the denial you'd want to see happen, but if that only happens for you, Tom, when you're stacking 4 on a side and they happen to come your way, that's kind of terrifying.
I have the spike. I'll find you.
I think it's optimistic as well. So again, they're not going to be a massive amount of information, but it seems like both teams had a similar idea. Utility stack alongside that Fade and a fairly fast rotation coming through. You're going to rely on someone like DeadInk to try and get some damage done here, but he's already bypassed most of their utility.
That's the first one. DeadInk able to get one. Minny with the shot. He misses the second shot of the last. Unfortunately, goes down. Touven and MerSa able to find one apiece, and all of a sudden, a 2v4 retake situation. alexiiik's been hitting some good shots so far, but it's not going to matter. Docent.
And it's going to make things a little bit more costly. And they are just running it down. The thing is, they're walking into the stack site, but they managed to get a decent amount of space. The problem is, half the players, I was going to say, got stuck running through a fragment, but even still, they get 2 on the entry.
We're again talking limited opportunities for the defending team here to really delay the push coming through. alexiiik jumping left and right. Well, that's a bait if I've seen one.
But that's the thing, though. Look, like, alexiiik was the one too many ways. The whole squad of Galatasaray grouped up outside A.
I mean, at this point, they have to know exactly where they have them. I guess they haven't cleared spawn yet, but...
Oh, timing's going to be everything. Cantzer's got 3 from the back. He was the one player that had a rifle. And well, we're going to have rifles across the board. A lot of them being retrieved from the previous round. Wow. A very aggressive stance once again. Hunter's Fury expended to try and almost cause some disarray for DeadInk to get into the site. He's got very far, and he's going to clear out Shouty as well.
Finds the one under heaven. Let's see if they can find the alexiiik as well. Fade would have really wanted to find it. Fortunately, DeadInk through this floor is able to find him, or through the wall, whatever it may have been. Minny now not exactly in the position to get a proper retake going. Is this, I mean... KO tries to see if anyone's peeking, if he can get any freebies, but no one's giving him anything.
MaFiN is there. CombatRy taking the strong side. And the other...
Imagine that it should be possible. Dash already toggled. Now, does he go for the shot? He does, but doesn't really get anything with it. Might be able to get away from here. Plenty of utility being used, and here comes the chase.
Okay, the knives have been missed, but eventually Alexi will get one. Trades going back and forth, but the attackers for a moment had themselves a slight advantage. Cantzer trying to make sure that there's nobody left on the cross. No ultimates for either side, and a very low HP KO would be their downfall. I think Docent has realized that he now needs to be that little bit more aggressive, and with no utility in his belt, just trying to find something within this battle to give them a chance.
One kill for Minny. Good toggle and ultimate, same thing. Go on the other side. There you have it. Do you go for it though? Do you up to go for it? Do you up to peek it on yourself? There he goes for it. And now Docent able to get it in return, but can't.
Galatasaray are doing the same thing.
Here comes one. Make that two ultimates. Spend on the side of Fate and Killjoy, trying to deny any sort of push coming through. Minny does go down.
30
but
seconds left.
the old activated is going to force Galatasaray to back off and make their way, I would only imagine, towards B. But no, actually, as soon as it pops, they instantly turn back and go towards A once more.
Spotted a player within that B side. That might be the reason. It's definitely a little bit scattered, a little bit disjointed, but DeadInk has been able to at least get the important kill. The thing is, he has to just stick this, and there is already a rotation. If this can be denied, there's a chance, but instead, not going to be stopped. MaFiN has turned this into a 1 versus 2 scenario, but both players sat outside the site, a gravity well ready to just pull him into position, and well, that pop flash isn't going to do anything.
Almost the entirety of Galatasaray makes their way over towards A.
Get much for the initial pop flash, and again, it's almost looking like a guaranteed retake attempt here. No command used early, but the thing is, they haven't actually made much of a play off of it, so it's the only ult they had, and it's gone.
Yeah, I think it was an attempt to maybe go, oh, if he used ult, maybe the entire team is here ready to back him up, but nothing happened, so the bluff is kind of cold, and now tricky retake position, pushing through with an orb. Not gonna be easy from heaven. And Minny coming in late, trying to pull. Might catch one off, we'll see. MaFiN does find DeadInk, so one down. Cantzer finds two. MaFiN finds a third. Damage going the way in their favor. Just one more player left to deal with.
Not that great. They are not really gonna have the best investment here.
Nope. Wants to go for half by this time around. Minny, nice swing, gets the double. That's gonna slow things down. Alexiiik.
At least onto MaFiN, but yeah, the time they've got to go for this spot. Trying to jump across it.
And they're instantly fully committing to the B, or to the A push.
Hunter's Fury pop trying to be disruptive once again, almost killing off a teammate, but again, DeadInk is able to at least get some damage done here. Gonna try and use the haunt to reveal that little bit of extra information. The problem is the spike's down within the site. They know that these defenders are already going to be within here, and actually it's the lead being taken by Docent. I think the plan is just to try and grab this spike and escape, but it almost seems like his teammates are just sat there waiting for him to make a move, and I guess he has made that move.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do it without really the support of anyone around, you might as well try and execute it on your own. Gets the spike, gets it planted now as well. Wall, divide put up by Astra to try and isolate heaven.
Last player standing.
With one, but the trades are... How strong is Toby's casting? We're about to find out. DeadInk, as I did, he's already managed to find himself one. Doesn't look like they're going to play off the back of this. The Nightfall has knelt, but it's still falling apart. The guaranteed round is starting to look a little bit shaky now for Enterprise, with just 2 players remaining. Okay, they've got a lockdown, but I don't know how they're going to use this to a strong degree.
Minny wins these.
You hope.
Cantzer's gonna jump out, be the bait, and the 1v4 is real. They are gonna find at least one, maybe even 2 with it. Nope, only 1 detained under heaven. But Cantzer can't really go for the aggro play on it. The spike hasn't been put down yet, so They should, yeah, now at least should be aware that the one is kept. They're doing everything they can to get CombatRy out alive. And yes, okay, fair enough. I'm sorry. 1v4 now, Minny. Make that a 1v3. Not impossible.
Spike still yet to be planted. Almost trying to bait this peek in from Minny, but now the time is going to start to go against him. 3 players to try and isolate him. They know exactly where he is. It is.